A lot of people can do a job. Actually, anyone can do a job. But not everybody can fit in with every company's culture. Welcome back to the Career Channel and a special welcome if you're new. My name is Nicole Nyasha. I'm a certified professional recruiter based in Canada and I share career-related content. Sending a thank you note is one of the most underrated things you can do as a candidate looking to get hired. According to research by Robert Half, 80% of interviewers are influenced by thank you notes in making their hiring decision. 80%, that's a lot. And of those, 87% prefer email over phone call. I'll just say stick to email because good luck getting their direct number to place a call anyway. But based on that research, it shows that only 24% of job seekers actually send thank you emails. That's a very small fraction. And I want to say that in my experience, probably only 10 to 20% of candidates actually take the time to send a thank you note. And from that, even a smaller fraction actually get their thank you notes right. So how do you get your thank you note right? Do these three things. Pay attention to the informal parts of the conversation during your interview. That way you're able to personalize it and say specific things in your thank you notes. I always recommend showing some personality in here. You can never go wrong with showing personality. A lot of people can do a job. Actually, anyone can do a job. But not everybody can fit in with every company's culture. And so if it boils down to two equally qualified candidates, the hiring manager is likely going to be forced to ask themselves, of these two candidates, who's going to fit in better with the rest of the team? And so you always want to show your personality. Let me put this into context. If I'm making this video on Wednesday night, for example, and I have an interview, let's say tomorrow, Thursday morning, I will make sure in that interview to get some sort of information about what the interviewer is doing over the weekend. So when it comes to sending my thank you notes, I can add a liner about it. For example, "Hi Matt, thank you for taking the time to interview me this morning," or yesterday if you're sending it on Friday. "I hope you get to take the much needed rest you need and have a great time with your daughter this weekend." Make sure you personalize the subject line. This is important so that they open it and also to show some personality. So instead of just saying, "Nicole, thank you note," be a bit more, adventurous. If you're not adventurous, maybe just say something like, "Thanks for your time today, Matt. It's still better than the boring, Nicole, thank you note." Another important thing is to address the interviewer's concerns. Sometimes the interviewer can tell you on the spot that they have reservations because of XYZ, or sometimes you're asked a question and interview nerves take over and therefore you're not able to clearly articulate something. Sending a thank you note is your chance to address these concerns. I'll say here that you shouldn't use this to introduce something that is entirely new and that would throw off or shock the interviewer, but try and, consider building on things that you already spoke about. Maybe you were asked for a specific example of XYZ and your brain froze. Use the paragraph in your thank you notes to answer it. But I pray that your brain will never freeze in an interview. If there's no issue to address, maybe you interviewed really well, reinforce a strong point that you think might make you stand out. This might look like saying something along the lines of, "I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation, particularly," then insert that relevant topic of discussion. You also should not wait too long before sending your thank you note. Send it within 24 hours whilst it's still fresh in the interviewer's head and whilst the information is still relevant. If you've sent your thank you note and you haven't heard back after a week, send another follow-up. If you haven't heard back after another week, send something else. And if you still don't hear back, then let it rest. You don't want to be spamming. Now, how do you get their email? In very rare situations, the recruiter might CC them in the interview invitation. This rarely happens though. If it doesn't, you can be bold enough to ask them during the interview. Most likely, they will politely decline. What you can then do is use email finder software such as mailscoop.io to find their email, which should be easy because you already have the recruiter's email. So you sort of have an idea of the company's email structure, whether it's first name initial, last name, or first name, last name. If all these fail, send your thank you note to the recruiter and ask them to forward that email to the hiring manager. In most cases, they're usually kind and reasonable enough to do that for you. I encourage you to check out the job search toolkit, which has all the templates, all the documents, all the scripts that you need as a job seeker from the time that you're trying to figure out which career direction you should take, your resume, interviewing, salary negotiation, all the way to your very first day on the job. There are over 20 templates for you to choose from and customize to your situation, as well as video trainings that will help you be successful in your job search. I hope you found this very short video useful. Download your pre-interview guide if you haven't done so already. And if you're currently interviewing, check out this video with last-minute tips on how to impress interviewers. God bless you, and I will see you in the next video.